Well, we used to write out words, we used to even have to spell. Now it's BTW, LMAO, and TTYL. There are people that you talk to and you never ever text, and people that you text and never talk to and perplexed. And while you think you're speaking to somebody on the phone, the person disappears and leaves you hanging all alone. There I am in someone else, it's the new passion, what a pity. The kids are over text, there's just too much text in the city.
Underneath Lois Morton's grandmotherly demeanor lies a singer-songwriter whose clever lyrics and biting wit strike at the heart of modern society.
I think what I look for is absurdity. And even if it's not funny, it's absurd enough to be funny. So even though it's very serious, side effects of medication are not funny. I had one. But it's absurd. I take a pill upon arising just before my exercising. Yellow tablets twice a day with food to help improve my attitude. Brown pills while not digesting. Empty stomach, enzymes resting. This pill take only at night. This once a week, but stay upright. This pill I take before I dine. Check out the side effects online. I cannot eat grapefruit at all with pills for high cholesterol. This pill won't mix with avocado. I'm a capsule desperado, simply muddling along, afraid of doing something wrong. I was one of these talented little children who was supposed to be like Shirley Temple. I'm a similar age. And I played the piano by ear, picked out tunes on the piano. I sang. I took little dancing lessons in some school. And that never worked out. I don't think I responded to that. I think I ran off the stage when the little dance school had a show. So that was never a direction I went in. I could have been like that kind of child star or whatever, groomed for performing or whatever, but that did not happen. It was only yesterday they'd have carted you away if you loudly spoke to folks who were not there. But now you could be walking to yourself, you could be talking, and chances are that nobody would care. I started to write topical songs, and that was the first time. I think right after Martin Luther King's assassination, I wrote a song for Martin Luther King. And then I began to write other songs. And I sent them to Pete Seeger, because at that time, that's what you did. I'm talking 68. And he said, oh, you're a good songwriter, and go look up, go to Broadside magazine. And I did, and she had me in 4 issues, at least, of Broadside magazine. And one of them was an issue that had a very imposing cover with Joan Baez here and Bob Dylan, and then my name at the bottom, the same size as Pete Seeger's name. Could that be any more thrilling? I went into an acting, a community theater group, and did a lot of acting. I think there was one humorous one, but other than that, I did not write funny songs until 2006. And in 2006, I was already 73. I wrote a couple of humorous songs that people really responded to. I mean, they were chasing me. Can I have the words? Do you have this recorded? And I said, something's going on that I have not experienced before. It's chasing me, and I think I'm going to respond. Mary isn't eating dairy. Marguerite is off of wheat. Harry and Marion, both vegetarian. Sugar-free's the path for Pete. Megan's gone completely vegan. Jim has allergies galore. My husband had Alzheimer's for a decade, and then he died in 1999. And when I moved out of Glen Cove, it was really a house filled. I mean, there was just so much stuff in that house. There I was, in despair I was, so deep in debris, no one knew where I was. And I had to come out of the closet, because I couldn't get into the closet. I broke through the misery of clutter and found humor in it. And I wrote this humorous song about clutter. I love my stuff, I'm surrounded by stuff, and I keep accumulating, and it's never enough.
After playing her song about clutter to a convention of 900 organizers in 2008, Morton committed herself to pursue songwriting and performing.
They all rose to their feet like one person, and I thought, what is going on? Hordes of fascinating books and cookbooks by 100 cooks.
Push Pause returns with singer-songwriter Lois Morton.
Beads and wires and tools for beading, magazines I plan on reading, socks and gloves that have lost their mate, against which I won't discriminate, articles I never read, and 50 hats on a styrofoam head. It was not so you could hear that we said stick it in your ear. Cells were in jails or biological know-how. But one thing I'll allow, every senor, miss, or frau understands our local motto, which is, can you hear me now?
Although Lois Morton has music and stage performance in her background, it was only recently that she fully committed to writing and performing in her current style, tackling everything from road rage to the internet and technology.
To the guy who cut me off and who didn't even look, may the sewers of Calcutta back into your breakfast nook. May the fleas of 1,000 camels attack your armpits. May your car sink out of sight into the La Brea tar pits. Beginning in 2008, I made a decision to go out and do it. So I was 75. I had a CD, which I put out in that same year. And then all of a sudden, I began to have little folk venues. Then I also developed a show about Edith Piaf, because I sing in French very well. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. People always say to songwriters, oh, that would make a great song. And you know, you think about it, you say, I don't see a song in that. You know, everybody has an idea that, oh, that would be a great song, you know. If I get an idea for a humorous song, it takes a long time until it develops into a song. It's like layers of onion. And I start it, and I try to think of all the absurd things that I would know to say about that, and funny rhymes for that. And then I have to put it aside, because nothing more is coming. Take it back, and I say, oh, this is good, this is good, this is good, and then I put something else on top of it. What a challenge, what a dilemma. Salt-free for Harry, fat-free for Emma. No cheese for Louise as a consequence of her lactose intolerance. No Parmesan, no tetrazzini, no goulash, paprikash, scallopini. And pretty soon I have enough that I say, what kind of music is this calling for? See, a serious song, the music might come first. In a funny song, for me, the words always come first. Pat's on Atkins, Sam's on South Beach, Jenny Craig brings Jane her food. Emma weighs every ounce she eats on a little scale, which is rather rude. Nell's diabetic, Mel is kosher. Fran is eating for blood type B. And what about Jim? No nuts for him. And Anne-Marie is gluten-free. Gluten-free, gluten-free. Anne-Marie is gluten-free. A lot of people have said, you know, it makes them feel very good, you know, that they get a big laugh out of it, and it gives them a sense of well-being to laugh at themselves and find humor in these things which are not all so funny. So clutter is not funny. Clutter is deadly serious. And all of my topics, I've one on psychotherapy, the impossibility of of keeping up with technology. So I find the absurdity in it. Blackberry's not a fruit, Bluetooth's not about teeth, the peeps are all a Twitter about the next tweet. I'm the most bewildered gal in town. Is the earth spinning faster, or am I slowing down?
Certainly not slowing down, Morton continues to write and perform and delight audiences.
I have to stand up at the piano and look at the audience. I have to see them, I have to hear them, otherwise I don't know how it's going. Are they getting this? Do they think this is, you know, is this speaking to them? And if it is, then that's a big high for me. Technology's expanding exponentially. I thought that I would get the hang of it eventually, but things my little grandson can do in a minute, I can't get him started, I can't even begin it. Everybody's blogging and I can't log in. I'm a 20th century, not so adventure-y, 20th century girl.
For Push Pause in Manhattan, this is Greg Blank.